Yo, what's up? After a long time of being away, it feels so good and amazing to finally be able to say, welcome to the Melanin Playbook podcast. So,
Welcome.
I know, right? All about the vibes, all about the vibes today. Um, we know we've been away for a minute, but life stuff happens, things go down. Sometimes you got to take a break. And that's what we did, which I think it suited everybody.
Okay.
We come back to the stage with one of us having a new album out. So make sure you're out on iTunes and every other platform checking for The Heart Has Eyes, released out. And also, I can't say much about me. I got a dance performance coming up.
Okay.
That's about it. I have hit the stage again after a couple of health issues and situations. I was able to kind of make it back. So keep your positive energy coming my way. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Vibes versus the physical. What's really going on?
We
So
don't.
we don't know. I don't know. Like I don't know. I think that's like a broad like topic, don't it? Like real
Okay.
great. You know, I think like nowadays like I don't know. We was just talking about this last night, and real shit. Like I don't think people really compare the vibes that they have with each other. I think sometimes we're so wrapped up in the physical, what we get from people, that we're not focusing on whether our energy match.
Mm-mm.
So
A
then
lot
it's
of
kind
people
of
don't
like,
even know what that is.
nah. They're like energy. What is that? Did we learn that in biology 101?
Okay.
You'd be like, yeah, we learned that. That was, the class that you skipped out on. But like real shit. Like, we was like watching a video on TikTok that came up and it was talking about do you use condoms, and like 75% of the individuals is like no. And sometimes 50% of the time, 70% of the time. And then you
It
got
was
down to
the
the
depend on who it is that killed me.
right.
Like
I
what
was
you
like,
mean?
huh? So like, what does that mean? Like Saddam Hussein is a no, but Sharma is a yes. Like, what is it? What are you trying to say?
Boy, we be so caught up in what we think cause like with stuff like that, people don't realize when you dealing with like condom sex and stuff like that and non-condom sex, like you don't know what these people doing. You may think, oh yeah, you the only one like Rihanna, and you're not. Like,
They just want you to make them feel.
okay, like you got to start protecting yourself, your energy, your body, because that's pretty much saying that you trust these folk with your life, and that's a heavy burden to carry.
Right.
So yeah, but that energy be different with that non, condom sex. Like that stuff just open you up to a whole different type of world with an individual. Like it bring you into some soul ties type shit. Like you literally be like on a trip with somebody that you probably ain't even really ready to go on. Like you really thought it was just gonna be some surface type stuff, and it's not. Like you
Right.
connecting emotionally, um, physically, mentally. Like a lot of people don't really be ready for all that. Like you like the
Nope.
idea of people, but are you
Mm-hmm.
really ready to go down that road with somebody?
Because they be acting like they vagina don't have a checklist. So
Definitely do.
so it'd be like, I think, over the past couple of months and even the time of just being out on our hiatus, or as you're gonna call it, I learned to follow energy, like, and to be very careful and protective of how I distribute it. Like, you have to think of yourself as a power supply. And
Hmm.
if you give out too much, who's gonna run your company?
Okay.
Like you can't even turn lights on in your own building if you giving out electricity everywhere.
Hmm.
So it's like you gotta be mindful of it, when it comes down to it, because I treat it just like I treat my light bill. Duke don't play. Come on, man.
Oh,
Like you leave your nightlight plugged in too long, Duke got that ass. Like that's just that's just really how it is. And it's
okay.
like people nowadays invest or overly invest, or don't invest enough. Like it's a mix, and it's like I think stepping to the plate and being honest with what you want is the biggest key. But then
Yeah.
I think holding yourself to that level of accountability for yourself is a big thing too, because what you requested is what you got. So don't be mad when you get it, if that makes sense.
I am gonna
Like
be mad.
don't be mad when you get it.
I'm definitely gonna be mad because that's the way of the world. Like
I'm gonna be
it's
mad.
not what I envisioned.
But that's how they are. It's like you know, I created OnlyFans. Now I'm mad people calling me a hoe. But it's like you sold your body for $10.99 a month. What you expect? Like, and I ain't down to nobody that's doing OnlyFans because y'all making hella money. I'll tip my head out. Let me skirt that. Some of y'all making hella money. So
Right.
y'all out here doing the thing. Like it's people up on there that got OnlyFans paid $30 a month. So I mean, some
Okay.
of y'all making a killing, and some of y'all just putting y'all private parts out there for 50 subscribers. However it go, you
You gotta be
know,
prepared for whatever come
you
forth.
got to be prepared for it because if you go sit in that interview and try to be a teacher and they say, "Well,
We
is this
we
you?"
searched your email.
Right, and this popped up as you. Yeah, King Dingling 29. Was that you?
Okay.
That's you right there, ain't
Can
it?
you explain this for me?
Can you explain this? Because we don't want our students to know, all that. It's gonna be like Esau insecure when they was playing broken in the classroom.
Man, boy, that stuff will come back on you.
It'll
And
come
it's
back
really
and bite
like
you.
it's like if you really paying attention in life, you can decipher between the energies around you and stuff like that. Like if you really tap in and you really focus on what is your one, you got to identify what your energy is because a lot of times we don't really know what our energy is from what someone else's energy is. And like when you really find that out, you can really maneuver through life a lot easier. So you would know what is
Preach,
real and what ain't. Like
preach.
like I really it's a life lesson, but you gotta be wanting to do that. Like I literally had to go through a phase where I'm like, okay, being by myself so I can figure out who am I? What type of energy am I giving off? What do my light look like? Like a lot of times we just always
Cause,
around people and we don't know what our light look like.
Cause sometimes you'll find out you can't even do a light in the corner and get a shadow.
Okay.
Cause you doing the most.
Like you really got to tap into yourself and like that takes work. And like as in the melanin community, we really have to work on who we are. Like no one is going to tell you, no one is going to give it to you. It's not in a book nowhere. Like we got melanin
Butterflies
playbook
in
and
the
we try to
sky.
give you, you know, insight on what's going on as a melanin individuals, but the reality is you have to do it on your own. Like ain't
Mm,
nobody going to do this for you. Like if you really want to figure out what's going on, so you don't be so confused with the feelings that you having, because a lot of the feelings ain't yours. Like
yeah.
you really have to tap into that so you can really know what reality is.
And
Like
and I
it's
don't think
hard.
we do. And that was one reason why, like, when thinking of the topic and doing vibes versus the physical, because I think we're so locked in on the physical that
Mhm.
we're not able to go with the vibe and the energy that people give us or what the world is trying to give us. And I think that's why we lose out on the chance to actually recharge ourselves because we're so caught up with the physical of it. I'm going to the gym because I want a body like this. I'm doing this because I want this. Da 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 da. Like it's just different stuff that we got going on that I don't feel like people are really in contact with themselves. I think you're so busy building up a persona that you don't even know
Mhm.
who you really are.
And what you really want to do. You letting other people think for you. Like this is the age now of actually thinking for yourself. Like to be quite honest, we've been given everything and we've been told to think a certain type of way, how to feel and all this
Yeah,
other stuff.
definitely.
This is the age of you need to know who you are and what you want because we've went years and years of someone else telling us how to live, someone else telling us what to do, how we should feel, how we should represent ourselves. Figure that out on your own. Like, don't look to no one else. Look to yourself. You have all the answers you need within yourself. And
But
you don't have to
but
search
the
out.
thing about it is like we're disconnected as people.
Yeah.
We're and that's in general. That ain't even just in our community. We're
Yeah.
disconnected as people, and so sometimes when we're doing things, I always say, if you can't ask yourself the deeper questions on why you're doing what you're doing, then that means it's a surface thing of what you're doing, which means it's a completely physical aspect of what you're looking for. Is it doesn't have a deep connection to it or a deep thought or a deep feeling that you're like, all right, cool. I want to go be a truck driver because I like to travel. I want to feel the experience of being on the road. I want to feel what it's like to be able to be in different destinations and do different things and see different things. Da, da, da. It ain't that. It's I want to do it because I want to make money.
True.
And then it's like, all right, cool. But when the paycheck get there, is it worth all the like energy that you're putting into it?
Hmm.
If you're miserable, then what did you tally out? I'm living a good life, but I'm mentally and emotionally miserable because I'm doing this, trying to meet this job requirement that I don't like.
Hmm. Everybody been there.
Right. So it's and that's the thing. Like that's one level of when your vibes over the physical because it's like, okay, well, I didn't do what I liked. I did what I felt like I needed to do in this moment. And a lot of times we'll say, well, I was pressured into doing it because I seen people who dealt with what they wanted and tried to really do what they wanted at a point where they was broke, they may have been homeless, they may have been struggling, but then they finally got there. Now they're living their dream and doing what they want day to day, and they're happy and they're content. Sometimes what you want to do may not put you on top of the planet, but it'll put you on top of your energy, and you can get up
Hmm.
in a positive headspace every single day. My dance instructors literally like they dance every day. That's their main job. You know what I mean? Is teaching dance class, teaching hip hop, doing performances. You know, that's what they do. That's their hustle. That's how they make it. And we all know in today's time, you know, stuff like that. It typically can be temporary. But the fact that they've held out as long as they are and is still kicking and still going and still making, you know, a living off of this is tremendously great. And that's the thing about it. They focus on the vibe of what they felt when they were performing or doing or teaching, and that's what they roll with. It wasn't about the money. And if you doing what you love, the money will come for the
Okay.
most part.
I don't put. I had to rearrange the way I think about money, and like think about having all this. I guess people to congratulate you and stuff like that. You have to rearrange all that because the reality is none of that really matters, to be quite honest. Just like you said, it's all about what type of feeling is this giving? Is it fulfilling? Is it re-energizing you? Is it giving you everything you need for your soul? Like the rest of that stuff gonna fall into place if this is your divine nature. Like if this is where you supposed to be, then yeah, you gonna get what you need as far as being able to be taken care of. But like we do a lot of things just because either somebody told you or you chasing after money. Like
Right.
that can't be life. Like we're really not supposed to be living life just chasing after a piece of cotton because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
And
money
that's the
is made out of
truth.
cotton, that same cotton that we our ancestors
The
had to
fabric of our lives. That's where
okay,
Haynes got it from.
okay, that same fabric that our ancestors had to pick for. Like, you think that they wanted to do that
No.
just to make like nah. That ain't what they wanted to do with their life, and that ain't what we supposed to be doing with our life either.
And I think like we give like one when it gets too hard, we give it up. When it comes time for the struggle, we let go. When it's getting to the point where we got to keep questioning it every single day, we start to step back. I think that's like in our community, just one of the biggest failures for us because it's real talk. Is like on that level of where is the consistency? You know, where is the moment where we come into ourselves and we sustain off our own energy enough to make it happen, to keep it going, to stay relevant, to stay energized and focused. Like where do we get that? because I feel like, and I'm guilty of it myself. We all guilty of it because we all had chapters in our lives where we stopped doing something we loved because it got hard or it was too much or this was going on or that was going on or this and that, and we had to step back. And not every step back is a setback. To be honest, I think that's where we get it confused too in our community. Not every setback is you step. Not every step back. Sorry, I'm getting my words right. Not every step back is a setback because sometimes you have to step back to look at the bigger picture. Sometimes you can't see it up close.
True.
Sometimes you are that close up on it that it's like I can't vibe with this. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean? And then you
mean,
step back and then you like, oh, now I know what I need to do when I step back to the plate.
because a lot of things really like if you really supposed to, and like I'm gonna start. Well, I have started to live by this. Like anything that is supposed to be will be, and like that goes for like people around you, the things around you. It's just going to happen. It's just is what it's supposed to do. A lot of effort is not really meant for it. It's just going to happen, but you have to understand what is supposed to happen around you. Like you have to meditate on it. You have to actually speak the things that you want. And I promise you those things will just happen the way they supposed to happen. It won't be something where you have to do too much fighting and pushback on because that's what's supposed to happen around you. Like all the souls around me, I don't have to push and beg and plead to have them around because they're supposed to be around and they're constantly there. And that's the consistency. The consistency will come because that's what it's supposed to be. And like we don't really look at it like that, and we don't really take the time to actually try to figure out if that is really is going on. Like a lot of these jobs and stuff, you be having to do so much with it. A lot of this stuff just is supposed to just have you shouldn't have to do
Mm-hmm.
all that. Like you shouldn't have to do all that with the people, the individuals around you. You really shouldn't have to do all that for people around you. That's based on my experience, I would say. And I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of times people feel like, you have to have such bad, like you have to go through hell. And that's the mentality that they told us, even with like religion. Oh, if you go through hell, then you'll get your blessing. Like, why though? I don't really feel like that's accurate, to be quite honest, because you shouldn't have to go through all that to get your blessing.
Right.
If it's supposed to happen for you, and that's just if you actually paying attention to what's going on in your life, if it's supposed to happen, it's just going to happen. You don't have to go through all that hell just in order to
I'm gonna
get this
say
grace.
I'm gonna say I beg the difference. Some things you got to fight for. Some things the universe is not just gonna drop into your lap. Some things you got to put the energy out there and hard work into. Because what you put in, some things are on this planet is and this plane is what you put into it. So some stuff will come to you, but just because it comes to you doesn't mean it's not meant for you to fight to sustain it. Because sometimes you get it and you might get that opportunity and you may have that moment to improve and be better. But if you get it and you just take in what you got, but you don't keep investing and you don't keep turning up the level of involvement, then eventually you'll fall off because just as quick as it came, just as quick as it can go.
But it doesn't
So
necessarily be like chaos and hell. Like when I say like, because a lot of times, like,
but
okay,
see,
so
that depends on how you view it. That
that's what I'm saying.
like
Like a lot of
chaos
people,
and hell depends on how you view it. Some people want it to get to them, so they sit and they wish and they try to speak it into existence, and then yeah, you get it, but then you don't put the value into it. You're not continuing to pour the energy into it. You think that because it came to you out of you speaking it, that you continue to speak it is going to continue to exist around you, and that's not fully how it works. It still takes energy. It still takes time to keep investing because that's just like now, if I say I want a new vehicle and I keep putting it out there to the universe, I want a new vehicle, I want a new vehicle, I want a new vehicle. And then if I get it, cool. I'm happy. I done got it. But what is my job after that? It's my job to sustain it, to keep doing the oil change, to keep gas in it, to keep the parts up to code, to keep doing my thing and investing because that's how I keep the value on what I have obtained. But a lot in our community nowadays, we want it, and then when we get it, we don't value it, and then we're mad when it's either taken away or it falls off. And then it's like, well, how can you be mad? You didn't invest. You got it. If I give you $1,000 right now and you take it and you don't invest it and you go and spend it, then what can you say when you broke? Not a damn thing. You had it. It's gone. It is what it is.
But that goes into, people asking for things that they haven't actually did any type of research on what it takes to maintain. That's just like anything. Like if I go and get a plant and I just want the plant to grow, like I gotta figure out how to make this plant grow. Like that's just with anything. If you gonna ask for something, you need to ask on how to keep it up. Like, but that's just something that's going to happen because that's what you want. Like a lot of times we be asking for things. I guess you can go into the side of like, okay, you asking for stuff that you really didn't want. You just asking for stuff, but see, a lot of people
Cause
do that because
because you
they feel
saw
like
it with
what they
somebody
want.
else.
There it is. You don't really know what you want.
You
Like
saw it
you
from
don't know
somebody else. So you
what
like, oh
you
Lord, I
need.
want a six pack. I want to have a flat stomach. I want these toned legs. And you because you saw Susie Jane or John Doe over here with him, but you like, all right, cool. So you want this. All right. Now, do you understand that John Doe gets up at 6 a.m. every morning to go to the gym and work out? John Doe runs 4 times a week. John Doe does 2 a days in the gym. That's how John Doe legs stay toned up. He got him there, but that's what he got to do to keep him there. Or Susie Jane. Susie Jane got that slim waist and that flat stomach with them abs because she don't eat chicken at 9 o'clock at night when she get off work. She wake up in the morning and she's eating, she's making a shake or cooking. She's not eating the leftover chicken from last night. Like she kind of doing her due diligence to stay healthy and do her thing. So then if I had a flat stomach like that, it's like, well, put down the chicken, and then you have a flat stomach like that. Popeyes don't divvy out flat stomachs. Neither does KFC or Bojangles. Like, and damn sure not churches. They don't.
They do.
It's like, so no, no. Like you want it, but you don't realize the effort that it takes to go into it. And that's one thing, even like, and that's why I said this topic is so broad because it even comes down to sex versus relationships. And then it's like, I see this person, I want this. So then I'm putting out what I think is the easiest route to get to it because that's the route we love to take is the easy route. So then
Okay.
we feel like if I got good, and if I put that out there first, I'm automatically gonna lock you in, not knowing that good is like going into Walmart trying to find the right roast to cook on Sunday. It's not just one of you out there. Like it's multiples. It's people to pick from. You're not the only one. So then we go in and then we're mad when okay I didn't get that, or we get into a relationship and now we're all happy. And just like a couple of weeks ago, it was two guys anyway, and they was on social media boosting and bragging about a 7 day relationship. I'm like, who the hell
What?
celebrates a 7 day relationship? I was like, y'all been together 7 days. That's how long it took God to create the earth, and He was done. But look how long it existed afterwards, and you couldn't even get past existence. Like
Wait a
you,
minute.
you,
So that's all they
they
that's all they
last
last
7 days, and then they start telling each other business on social media. And
Whoa.
it was just like one of them said, "Oh, he used to do drugs." The other one, he did steroids. It came, and I'm just sitting up here looking like, "Wow." I was like, "Well, that's what happened when you tell everybody your life story in 7 days." I was like,
Okay, you done told them
"Cause
everything
you
within
done told them
7
secrets. I don't tell
days.
nobody secrets in 7 fucking days. Like, that's like who does that? You know what I mean? Like that's just like going in, getting a job, and with this 7 days, telling your job, I'm gonna start calling out next week, right? Just FYI.
Okay.
Like no, we don't do that. They're gonna look at you like what? So it's like no, but that's what they did. Like they came in and they got into a relationship and was on it by 7 days, and then you doing your thing, and it's like, come on. Like, and I think sometimes we get into relationships because we see people who we want to be like, and that's just like in the celebrity standard right now. With what's going on with Will and Jada. Will and Jada was a set couple. You know what I mean? They were the couple that everybody wanted to be like or thought they wanted to be like. And then you got, you watching them, you watching Beyonce and Jay-Z, you looking at, this is what celebrity people are going by. And it's like, oh, this is how you do it. So then you got people like Chloe who done sucked out half of her stomach to go out and find somebody, or and Kim, Kardashian, who was with Kanye, and it was like, you baby, you didn't have a successful relationship before then, and you hooked up with all out of all people, Kanye.
Come on now, don't give Kanye too much now.
I ain't giving them too much. I'm just saying, the
All right,
moment Kanye tried to run for president, I'd have left. I'd have been like, you know what?
God.
I,
I mean, you got Donnie. He ran for president. So what? Like, come on now. Don't
Donnie
do
who?
that.
Donnie who?
Donnie.
Oh, that Donnie. That Donnie. I got that
He
on.
ran and won. Okay, so you can't do too much. Don't give him too much now.
And turned around and lost some things too. But anyway,
His
neither here nor
damn
there.
mind.
Right, right. But it's like you. I mean, you sit there. It's just you link up. Like you had to ask yourself, why do I link up with people? A lot of people now it's the physical aspect. It's like, did you really vibe with this person, or were you just that head over here? You wanted to be married, so you hooked up.
That's what it is. People be so eager to be in a relationship. They don't care nothing about the process of getting there, whether or not this person is worthy of even being in your presence. They don't care about none of that. They just
Okay,
want to
rewind that
get
part. Say that
married.
again. Say
What?
that. Go back and say, well, what?
Whether this person is even qualified to be in your presence, baby.
Let's have a moment of silence after that.
Cause baby,
Hey man, look, I was just sitting there
it
like,
is so many souls that ain't even qualified to be even around you. But you said he too busy trying to create this picture opposed to actually just living the life that you need to be living. Like,
because the thing about it is, it went okay. You know what? Ain't we? I don't even finna go in like this, but I'm gonna do it. So, because one, everybody want fans. Let's start that off. Everybody want fans. Do you know what
yeah,
it's like? Do you know what it's like when random people run up on you? That's random energies coming into your circle every space they can
I
get.
don't want that.
All right. I don't want that. That mess made me almost have anxiety with that because I was like, I got to a point where my anxiety was so bad. If you came and tried to touch me, I freaked out. I was like, and when I talked about it with my therapist, because I got a therapist, y'all, I'm not ashamed at all. When I talked about it with my therapist, she kept getting me to break it down, and she kept saying, "Well, why does it work your nerves when somebody come upon you? Well, why does it work your nerves when somebody try to touch you? Well, why does it work your nerves?" You know what I finally got to the conclusion of? You stepped into my space. I didn't warrant you to come up on me. I
Okay,
didn't offer my services to you. I didn't offer this space to you. I didn't give you permission to come up on me. You took it upon yourself to come over here and be next to me and try to be in the realm of my energy. That's what pissed me off.
speaking of people running up on you, the first time I met her, yo, and we was at Applebee's, and it was my birthday. And you know, at Applebee's they come out and they yeah, happy birthday, baby. The moment that they start singing happy birthday, honey, this
I
man
left.
took flight,
I
baby,
had
out.
nothing else to give. First of all, tell the true story because somebody was this was a vibe versus physical too because somebody was trying to click with me that I was not vibing with and was trying to introduce me as if we were together and I'm like, no, we're not together. And before people think that, I get up and leave. Let me go on about my business. So it was the perfect timing when they said, "Hey, I'm out. I'm a holler. See you later. Gotta go."
You didn't even say bye. You was
Nope.
out.
I ain't got no need. I ain't have no need. I had no need to say it. Because in reality, I did everything I needed. I was good. I don't regret that moment at all.
I'm done.
At all. Period. I don't regret that moment at all. Because you
God.
said that person met me for the first time training at work and asked me could I keep their car at my house. Don't even know me. Right. Moment of
I'm
silence.
done.
Anyway, and if you listening, you know who your name is.
I'm
No
done.
shame, no shame in it, no
Oh,
shame in it. But that's the thing about it. We try sometimes, we give people the benefit of a doubt. We allow our energy to be there because we're in a physical aspect thing. Because sometimes you train your body to do things, and you train your body to do things against what your mind will tell you to do. And
because
so
you don't know
then
what you really
because you
want.
don't know and your body can become a robot. It's just like if you know what, if you want a firm example of it, get your ass on the treadmill and walk that bitch for about 30 minutes and get off and see how your legs want to keep walking.
Yeah, because
And
whenever time I get on the treadmill, I feel weird getting off.
Yeah,
Like
because
you
when you
literally
get
just
off,
keep
you've been
walking.
in one spot walking. So when
Hmm.
you get off, your legs automatically, if you like relinquish control of your leg, you'll take off walking.
Yeah, you will.
You'll literally take off walking, and your body and your legs will be moving on its own. And
Hmm.
you be in that bitch like, I ain't even trying to walk. I don't know what the fuck happening right now. Like the
Okay.
Marshall Selman is over. I don't know why this is going down right now.
Because it's memory, muscle
It's
memory.
memory. It's muscle memory. And sometimes because of that, you'll do things and you'll put yourself in positions and you'll be in places that you're not meant to be off of physical memory, off of that muscle memory of your body. My body feels comfortable being here, but my mind and my spirit is not.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So then it's like in that aspect, what cost are you paying in that moment? And then that's what it said, vice versa. That's why I love this topic. Oh my God, I love this topic. It's so big and it's so broad, and you can go so many different angles on it. Because it's the truth. It's the
Yeah.
truth. You know, and it's I think like even when it comes down to the Will and Jada, we gonna first of all let's hash this out because we don't really talk about a lot of entertainment stuff on here like that. But you know, going forward, we're gonna be really like digging into some stuff. What was your views on the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock type situation?
Um, to be quite honest, it was kind of like I was watching a TV show. I just got real TV show vibes.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they are actors. So it was kind of like it just came off very weird and rigid. Like it was, I don't know. That whole little situation was just weird to me. Like I don't know what they had going on. Like it felt like maybe this was some backstory type stuff. I don't know. Like they
Yeah,
just
because
it was very
when
weird.
like when he got up and walked up there, I was literally like, "Oh, they finna joke around, yada yada
Right.
yada."
And then you just slap this
And
dude
then
like
yeah, he just slapped the crap out of him. He was like, "Wow!" And then I ain't gonna lie, Chris Rock took it like a G, real talk. Um, and then he sat down and he was like, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," and I'm just like I ain't gonna even lie. The whole time I've seen Will anywhere, never seen Will like that. You know what I mean? Like watching him, of course, because I don't know them like personally. But the whole time you've seen him just throughout his career, there's never been actions of him.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about in a lot of things and how things are two sided,
I
and
don't
and
like
this may not
how they
be.
tried to portray him though either.
I
Like
don't like how I
after
don't
all
like.
that happened, they tried to make it seem like he was losing his mind and all this other. Like what?
Yeah,
Just because
and
he,
I didn't.
like y'all slap people every day.
Right.
The
Shoot, you can
fuck?
tell Ike that when
What?
he was up there with the hell out of team, and y'all ain't say nothing. Then
Thank
y'all was just
you.
like, oh.
Y'all didn't want to put
And
his
he was
name
and
on
he
the
was
side.
still touring and selling tickets. I don't know what you sitting up and talking about. Was you going to the concert in the hopes of getting slapped out of it too? Like what was happening?
Okay. Did nobody try to put Ike in no damn therapy session and
And
try to get him
this
up?
is the thing I didn't like about it. It's a couple of things I didn't like about it. I didn't like one. I felt like the vibe of what it was versus the physical aspect of what y'all tried to pull off because we can tie this in too. I feel like physically we saw what happened. We don't really know the energy that was behind it, what was going on with Led. We just know that's what happened. They both had a talk conversation on it, and I think the reason that it was a discuss between them was because this is the vibe aspect. We know each other. We have joked around each other. We have crossed each other. I'm pretty sure in our careers at award shows, things like that. We have what I thought would be a good enough relationship where if I said a joke or anything like that, that was like that, it wouldn't have went that south. And to be honest, the way he said the joke, I don't see how it went that south either. It may have been in poor taste, but I don't see how it set you up to go off that hard.
That's what
That's
I'm
just
saying.
my
It's just
that's
weird.
my opinion. And then another thing I don't like about it is when you're a celebrity like Will Smith and you've done tremendous amount of great work and great things. And I mean, every movie this man has tagged his name to has sold out in the box office. He's a great actor. I would put him not completely there, but in the caliber of Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
like because he's up there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And to see y'all like start to blacklist him, and I'm just looking like, so you blacklist him over slap at a award show. Okay, cool.
But
So
you got
hold
actors
on, hold
that are
on, hold
great.
on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. You because he slapped somebody at the Oscars, you feel some type of way. But do you know how many black people actually win Oscars? Let's stop and talk about that
Okay.
first. So that's not the problem. That's not the thing at hand. But the fact that a black person got slapped at the Oscars, now you want to step up like you root for black people. But Oscars
It
for a
really
black person to
does.
win is very rare.
Hmm.
So you do that, and then another thing I didn't like, I was like, you know what? If I come out and I apologize, and I reach out to this person's family and I apologize, and I'm consistently speaking out against my actions, and I'm telling you, I'm ready to take the repercussions of whatever it is. I shouldn't have done it. I understand that. I'm this and that. And this is sincere. You can tell it's not being put up as a front. It's coming off as like, you know what? I know I fucked up. But y'all in here, okay, well, we gonna pull him off this project. Oh, well, we gonna do that. So you blacklist him, but the person who was over the entire United States, who was fucking up the hell out of us, left out with nothing. Who started a riot in the DC area, like everything, nothing. You
Hmm.
leave untouched. And then you see, and it's like, so why is this even more serious? Or the people like you say that was listed out as rapists and this and that, and they still sitting out here with their stuff. Yeah, they went on trial for some things. Some people got out, some people did. I can tell you this: Bill Cosby trial moved way quicker than these other people who got caught and
Okay.
documented for it.
And it was publicized. The rest of it wasn't.
Exactly, because you wanted to take every bit of credibility that he had away. Same as you're trying to do with Will Smith. You want to take every piece of credibility off the table. And
Hmm.
then you got, Jadison over here, and I'm sorry, y'all relationship is doomed to me personally.
They getting divorced. Well,
Yeah,
that's what they said. Yeah.
that's rumored. It hasn't been a statement. They ain't made a full statement yet. But it has been rumored that that's what it is. But I'm like, baby, you have to understand. I mean, just let's be real. You ain't got no money.
I
It's like,
mean,
you
I
got
can't
ch-
even say that because I'm
you
sure
got
you got
you
something.
got change. You got change. Let's get it right. You got change. Okay.
You
Ain't
got
nothing
some.
wrong. You got some, but you ain't got what he got. I can say that much. You ain't got what he got. My thing is, Will, I like, to me, honest, Will, sometimes things are worth saying when you're in relationships. And the moment that situation shit, what she call it? What she called it?
What did she call that? Dang on thing?
Entanglement.
An
What entanglement?
entanglement.
I would have left after then, to be honest. I
Why?
would say you can entangle these court papers.
Why would
You
you?
because first of all, you slept with your son's friend. Okay, then did this with your husband. Talking about, I was feeling like I didn't do this. So then you basically allowed your husband on TV saying that he wasn't satisfying you sexually, so you would have got you somebody younger.
He
Um,
took it too far.
Yeah, you took it too far. Everybody ain't got. And then I think the thing that started to
You
get
should
them
have
is
kept that between
they.
y'all.
I think they were already taking jabs at each other before it got here, and they was videos was surfacing, things was going on, stuff was just happening, and the walls of the relationship was falling down. And it was just at this point, I think it was because you both were at a point in your career where you being relevant was not up to where it used to be. Let's say that much. Because you ain't got nobody like, oh, I'm waiting on that Will Smith song to drop from back in the day. Or, he's not really in movies the way he used to be. Will Smith used to be in like damn near 4 or 5 movies a year.
Not to mention that was.
Right. And so it's like, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. You getting older, you go sit on your ass. Like it's done with. You ain't finna find Denzel Washington out here trying to run up and hop and move his shit in a moment. Viola gonna sit her ass down. She, she gonna be like, you know what? I'm tired too. Shit.
I
But
don't
that's
know.
the aspect of what we say, the physical versus the vibe. We don't like we watch things through social media and see things, and we vibe in it in a way that we don't even know what the fuck happened, but we trying to vibe off of it. And we,
Right.
oh, Will did this, oh, this
That's
and
why
that.
I
Oh,
didn't engage too much into that because I don't really know what's going on.
I
So
didn't
I got to
either.
put my energy into some foolishness.
I didn't either. I was like, you know what? I said when everybody's posting about it, I said I ain't seeing nothing. I'm not getting in nothing
Okay.
anyway. Now the only thing I hopped in on was the Jesse Williams, photo. Now I ain't gonna lie, I hopped in on that one for a moment because had to hop in on a little bit because I was like, Jesse was not expecting that. But on other stuff, it was like, no, like, no. And I think that's why we can't invest in ourselves because we too busy looking at it on our external and the
There it
physical outside
is.
around us.
Focusing on things that ain't got nothing to do with
Because you think about how many people wanted to have that Will and Jada relationship. Now you watching that bitch crumble in your eyes right there,
and
right
now
before
you
your
hurt
eyes.
because you don't realize humans are flawed. Like
Mm-hmm.
people be steady sitting up here trying to look at other people's situation as though it's just so great, it's so perfect. People are flawed. I don't care what you post on the internet. I'ma still look at your stuff as flawed because I know how it is. People put what they want, the pretty picture online, but being behind closed doors when you log out, when you cut that phone off, chaos.
Cry in the corner to
Okay,
yourself.
slide down the wall
Be
crying.
up in here talking about I'm on my way to Miami, then cut the camera off and go eat church's chicken. Get the hell up out of here.
Like
Shoot.
people paint. You could be anybody you want to be on the internet.
Show is.
Anybody.
Up in here talking
So
about go buy this expensive lotion and shampoo, but you still using Suave in your house.
okay,
I
you
can't
go
mess with
vibe.
people. You know what I mean? You sit up here still washing your ass with zest, but you up in here trying to promote Bath and Body Works. Get up out of here.
Okay.
You ain't even using what you promote. Shoot.
That's why I don't look to no one else to source me. Like we really have to stop looking to everybody else to source you and tell you what is good and what you want. Like no, y'all let these people, and if you really notice, you never see a Balenciaga commercial, you never see a Gucci commercial, you don't see a YSL commercial, you don't see none of that.
No.
You
I mean,
see
so
artists pumping this stuff, and this is because they using these people to get to you. Like you don't need, stop feeding into what everybody else want and just
because sometimes you
focus on
don't need
yourself.
it. You do what you do, then you let it speak for itself. That's just like I know somebody who works at what's the name of this damn thing? I can't think of the name. Tommy John. They work at Tommy
Mm.
John,
I don't think I've heard
and
about them either.
at the head they don't need now. Okay,
Yeah,
first
you
off,
right.
they don't need now. They are a successful business. Not only are they a successful business, you know how many stores they got in the U.S. I think it's only 8.
Mm,
Bitch, 8. And
mm.
they still rocking, making hella money. You go in there and buy a pair of drawers, see how much that shit go. And they gonna be the I wear them, and they the best feeling drawers you ever had. They put Hanes to shame.
$40 draws.
Yep. And I will lovely I will pay for it because if you can cuff me the way that I expect, then I'm good. Yes. But it's like, but that you tell the truth on there because if you think about stuff like that, um, if you really want to be honest, that ain't even just today's time. Think about past stuff, even in our own community that was produced that didn't have commercials. Go YouTube a FUBU commercial. I wait. Did FUBU ever have a commercial out?
I don't think I ever seen a football commercial. Don't quote me
Exactly.
on that. But I
They
know like it was the
that
commercials
I
were the
don't
videos, the music videos and
let me
stuff.
tell you, they didn't have a commercial. Jabos didn't have a commercial.
Nah, Jabos didn't have
Uh,
a commercial.
they didn't have a commercial, and they was. I'm talking about, bro. If you had a set of Jabos back in the day,
Okay.
bro.
You
That
was that
was
dude.
equivalent. That was equivalent to wearing True Religion jeans right now.
It was. You was that
It's
dude.
like you was that dude. You know how expensive them jeans was back in the day.
Okay.
Like, bro, you went and bought that. You was a king. Like, and they sit there and it's like, the thing about it is sometimes we're so busy trying to look and put into perspective what we do for others. I ain't gonna lie, I have people, friends, family, spouse, tell me they like you bougie. I'm like, you know what? I am. I said, hey, you at one point I was like, no, I'm not bougie at all. I'm really not because I ain't about the physical shit. And I'm really to a level of, me, like I'm not really on the physical shit as much, but I can't say when I do something, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it in a way that I'm satisfied by because I like experiences. And when I say that, that means I can go out and buy my clothes and get me a T-shirt out of Walmart and order me a pair of shorts on ASOS, and I've been to pay $30, $40 for shit and look fly. But guess what? I'm taking my ass to Miami, or I'm going on a cruise, or I'm doing whatever because I'd rather take my money and create an experience. 'Cause I'm more concerned with the vibe of my life than the physical aspect of my life.
True.
So that's how I'll do it. But you got people around here that be wearing the expensive clothes and sit at home.
Okay.
And if you do
Or
go
you can't go
somewhere,
nowhere.
you on a one drink minimum, one appetizer, and you trying to sneak the coupon, but people can't see it. Talking about this supposed to be free. This ain't supposed to be 19.99.
It is
This
supposed
is
to be
supposed to
free.
this supposed to be free. I said I had a free one. I came 10 times before. I need you check that. Check that. Cause I'm gonna tell you the truth. We talking about what's going on. Shit, check gas prices. I bet you that'll make you stop acting like you get it.
Okay, baby. I ain't too proud to put $10 in my tank and go have a seat. Baby.
I be sitting in there now. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro. I was
It,
like, hey, look, can't go nowhere. When people be like, you want to meet up, bitch? Well, we got to go through a mid section. Like, it's where
okay.
we meeting up. Where we meeting up? I can't do it. But like, good thing about it, like this topic is something that really needs to be discussed. I think it's gonna be a good set off of how we run through the rest of the season because I think it's time to get down like the nitty gritty stuff, and especially on the Melvin playbook. We did have a lot of good topics before, and we talked about a lot of things like adulthood and mental freedom and things like that. But I think going into these things, like sometimes you got to crack down the things that are hindering us because in our community, I think we really do allow a lot of things to hinder our growth as people. And I think we if we want to be transparent on it, we went through civil rights, and I think we went through slavery together. I think that bonded us because we had a trauma. And then I think once we got to civil rights, where people started getting certain rights, certain people started to get jealous of certain people because they was accepted. It started in slavery, but it got worse during civil rights. Because if you were light skinned, this and that, they were more prone to be open to you. You were more pretty. You was able to sell things. You was able to blend. And now we're in a day and time where, to be honest, light skin ain't even in. If we want to be frank,
Okay.
everybody's looking for the dark skin. We ain't been shining in so damn long that our ass don't know how to act.
Don't.
So instead of us just doing, because when you was light skinned back in the day, vibing to your shit, because you upheld that corner, you ain't never see light skinned people walking around here with no shirts on and shit like that. They was all they had it. They had to do all that. The fact that they was light skinned was sexy enough.
Okay.
But here we are in a day and time. We the dark skin is sexy, and we want to get butt ass naked and get on OnlyFans. Like
Mhm.
I'm confused. Like, okay, well, you say dark skin look lovely. I'm gonna show you every inch of it.
Okay. You want to see some chocolate? I'm gonna show you some
Right, the buns, the cakes, everything.
chocolate.
What you want to see? But that's where like, are you connect? I think the big question, like leaving off, are you vibing with yourself, or are you just evaluating consistently the physical aspect of you?
Yeah.
Real shit. And not only are you doing that for yourself, but are you doing that with the people around you? Or is it because people are around you that you feel love, or is it because you really vibe with the people around you? Because people can be around you and bring nothing to the table.
Okay.
And people can be around you and they can bring all the positive vibes your way, where even on the day that you feeling at your lowest, they can empower you to be better or to step up and do things different.
Yeah.
I think that's the big like questions even off for me. And I hopefully in later episodes we better like even get down to that with other guests. Anything you want to leave out there?
I would say, really sit down and figure out what type of vibe you actually bringing. Like a lot of times we just be like, yeah, I'm a cool vibe. What exactly does that mean? Like, what are you bringing? What is your energy? What does your light look like? Figure that out, and I promise you, things will start moving a little bit different for you, a whole lot different for you, because one, you're gonna recognize what you got going on, opposed to everybody else. You will know your reality, and it'll just make things just so much clearer. So take the time, be kind to yourself, take the time to focus on what you got going on. Don't be worrying about all this outside noise because it ain't nothing but noise. And just focus on you. Like this, we in the great times right now. No matter what all this chaos and stuff that's going on, we are really in good times because we are really focusing on like all this stuff going on makes it where you have no choice but to focus on yourself, which is great. So focus on you. Don't be distracted, and you'll be good. Keep it moving.
Right. I mean, and like as we end off, of course, stay tuned in for more episodes and more things and more talk. Make sure you're still checking out the melaninplaybook.com. Episodes do upload there. And we're going to be updating it even more. Along the lines of that, make sure that you are peeping in on iTunes and every other place to check in with Eyez' new album, which is called The Heart Has Eyes. Make
Yes.
sure you're searching it on every platform. She has hot new tracks on there. Played, Where Did You Go? Bye is one of my favorites, y'all. Make sure you listen, play on it. I'm promoted all the way. And it's other great songs. Air 85. There's a lot of good. Do What I Want. And the
Yes.
good thing about it is like it's not one of those traditional albums that you just playing on the play. It's really vibes and important messages. So make sure you're listening in and vibing off of that. Also, make sure you're peeping out for our next show that's coming out, which is going to be Just Another Smoke Break. It is making an appearance back, so make sure you tune in and check up for those new episodes on that show as well as we keep on pushing through with the Melanin Playbook. Also, we are still working on getting our gear up, so get us for that. Once we get our designs up, there will be t-shirts, monster shirts, head wraps, shot
Okay.
glasses, candles, all of it, because we want you to make sure that you know that being melanin is a perk. And even if you are not melanin, you are still welcome to wear all of the gear and put it all on and represent. We love everybody and want everybody to be supportive of it, and we want to support everybody as well. So,
Okay.
with that being said, as we ride out, make sure you tune in to next week's episode of the Melanin Playbook Podcast. We'll see you later.
Later.